weren't always like this. Before any of this, I lived a quiet and peaceful life. Like any other kid, I had a mom and dad who loved me, friends, and plans to live a much simpler life. I was so fucking weak. I had no idea this would happen. None of us did. I grew up in Bakumori, a village with strong ties to magic and demons. I was taught techniques, history, and the way of life passed down through our people. I learned about how our village was built by the ancient demons and how we were the only people to produce mana fruit, things I never really cared about. I dreamed more of venturing out into the world and leaving my home one day. I wanted to do so many things and learn so much more about the outside world. I even wanted to follow my father's footsteps and maybe become a baker. People like me are born with magic, but whether they are loved by this magic is something only the gods control. The gods of this land are fickle, all of them are. They pull and twist the strings of fate on a whim and grant their blessings to whomever they please. I was one of those few. The gods gave me their blessing when I was still very young, gifting me with a special divine protection. For most people, things like fresh bread and other daily comforts all have their own scent. My protection takes it a step further. I can clearly remember the smell of every plant, every poison, every cure. They're all unique. For me, no two things share the exact same aroma. Be it different animals or monsters, people in our everyday lives, or even the smell of a spirit or a demon. Even abstract things like sadness, joy, anger, they each carry their own scent. Because of my gift, as some called it, I was seen as an object of fear. Villagers avoided me, and only a few others would try to befriend me. Yet, there was one boy who didn't see me as a freak. My best friend, Ether. He wasn't a native to Bakumori. Instead, his family moved here from the far north. He was born with magic, like many in Bakumori. However, he had no talent for it. Ether was like my opposite. The gods did not favor him as they did me. Yet, despite that, he was the only one who understood me. We spent most of our days doing anything and everything together. I would help him with his studies, even if it required a bit of extra assistance. We'd talk day after day about powerful magic, beasts and monsters, distant worlds, enough to fill a library. It was our hope that one day I would go with him and we would leave this village together. And one day, that wish came true. Under a full winter moon, the ancient Torii Gate opened for the first time in decades, and as tradition, the people of Bakumori rushed to greet the demons they worshipped so fervently. However, we were not met with blessings or wisdom. Instead, we were met with an army. The demons killed relentlessly, slaughtering men, women, even children, saturating the snow and soil with Bakumori's blood. I took Ether and ran. I ran away, ran for my family. There wasn't anything I could do, right? Was I a coward? As we ran away, Bakumori burned to the ground around us. The people I knew and grew up with were cut down before my eyes. My friends eviscerated or burned alive. We reached the edge of the village. We had almost escaped, but then we met her. I was under a spell and forgot what I was doing. Forgot about the murders, running away, the village. Forgot about Ether. Before I could even comprehend what was happening, Ether tried to help me, but we laid there like always, under a starry night sky. I was almost ready to accept it, for it to be the last time we'd be together like this. But I didn't want to die here. We were supposed to see the world together, explore the skies, see new lands. I couldn't give up on our dreams. I wanted to be selfish, and so I took Ether, and I kept moving. I was determined to save my best friend. Eventually, we made it to the shrine where we first met. I laid Ether down in front of it. If I was so truly loved by the gods as Mom said, then they would answer me here. Ether's voice was so weak. The sounds he uttered made no sense. But I couldn't stop there. I prayed to any god that was listening. I prayed that they would give us their blessing. Miraculously, a god did answer. I was engulfed by spirits, the pain in my throat subsided, and my body felt lighter. I quickly looked at Ether, but blood continued to pour from his fatal wounds. I prayed as hard as I could, begging them to help my friend, but the gods remained silent no matter what I said. Soon after, Ether became silent. Yet still, I begged. I asked for anything, anyone, to help me, to help Ether. A voice spoke to me, not one I recognized or understood, but they placed their hand on my head. I looked around to find this voice, yet no one was there, except for me. I looked over to Ether. His body was fading into mana, being claimed by the forest. I begged Ether not to leave me, that I didn't want to go without him. He simply smiled at me, and even though his voice no longer sounded, I understood what he was trying to say. His body was gone, and nothing was left but that cursed knife. The day they took my friend was the day they took everything from me. After that night, I promised to live on for both of us. I vowed to forever hunt down every demon that crossed me, to rid the worlds of their very existence. They had taken everything from me, so I would take everything from them in return. Even so, deep within me, I know this won't ever bring him back.